Hello. Oh my god, I'm so excited to film again. It's been 6 months since I filmed slash uploaded a book video slash video on this channel. And I'm kind of embarrassed because I really liked it, and then for some reason I just stopped filming. I stopped trying to do this, even though I really loved it, but you know. And now I've been really getting back into watching videos. I think I'm getting a little bit more time because I got really busy for school all of a sudden, and I want to film book videos again. And I see everybody making their summer TBR videos of every book they want to read this summer. I did not want to be left behind, so I'm joining this trend. It's not really a trend, but you know, sure. I think my list might be a little bit different though from like the most standard books, because I feel like everybody's more like in the mood for summer beach house romance kind of books, and that's not to say that I do not want to read those, because I do, but I have some other plans that are either for school, like preparing for school, or books that I want to read this summer because I finally will have the time to read it. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's get into all the books that I want to read this summer. I have a few of them as physical copies, and then the other half I have not bought yet. Let's just get into these ones first. And the first one is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and this is like one of the books by her that I want to read her entire backlist. But I see everybody rave about specifically this book, I think, and I have been putting off buying this book solely because I think the cover is really ugly and I wanted to wait for like a new cover, and I also didn't want to read it on my iPad or like online because I want to annotate it. But I finally caved. I finished my exam week and went to reward myself by buying some books, by going to the bookstore, and I was in that store. I was like, what do I want to buy? I don't know. I saw this and was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick this up finally. And then when I have the time to like fully enjoy this, because I'm still working on school now, I will pick this up. I think it's gonna be the first one I will read this summer, and I'm so excited. And I'm not really gonna get into what it is about because I feel like everybody will already know, except for I think it's like a love triangle, kind of. It's like first husband disappears, main character falls in love again, and then all of a sudden first husband love is back, and the problems that like that situation entails. I'm so excited. So yeah, that's the first book that I want to read this summer. And then the other book that I bought was Bunny by Mona Awad, and I'm pretty sure I saw some people talk about this book. I'm not sure who. It was like placed quite prominently on the bookshelf, and I was like, wait, I know some things about this book. I'm pretty sure it's been hyped up. Also, Margaret Atwood has said, oh Bunny, you are so genius. Especially like Margaret Atwood, like when she says something, praising something, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. So yeah, I'm still not sure like what this is about, but it says Samantha Heather Mackey is an outsider in her small, highly selective MFA program at Warren University. In fact, she is utterly repelled by the rest of her fiction writing cohort, a clique of unbearably twee rich girls who call each other Bunny. But then the bunnies issue her with an invitation, and Samantha finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, across a threshold and down a rabbit hole. Blending sharp satire with fairy tale horror, Bunny is a spellbinding trip of a novel from one of fiction's most original new voices. It sounds so interesting. I'm so excited to get into this. I think it's very different from like what I normally read. I also think it's very different from like what other people, like most people normally read. It says it's an utterly unique peek into the dark side of female friendship, so it's gonna be unique. I'm so excited to get into this and like see what this is about. That's all I have to say on this, I guess. Then the third book is very much summer romance, but it's Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I'm kind of scared to get into this because I watched like a few reviews. Some people DNF'd it, other people didn't like it as much as they thought they would, even though, you know, I'm not sure. I really want to read it because I do love Emily Henry, but also with People We Meet on Vacation, I was so excited to get into that, and that book really disappointed me. It might be because like Friends to Lovers is not my absolute favorite trope, and especially not in the scenario that that book was set in. Like, this is not Friends to Lovers, but I loved Beach Read, so I don't know, I'm scared to get into this now that I know some people like have not liked it. I'm not gonna get into like what this is about because I feel like most people already know or have already read it. I'm kind of late to the game with this one, but yeah, this is one of the books, like one of the like actual romance books that I want to read this summer, which like I'm still excited, but I'm just a little scared of like not liking it or loving it as much as I previously thought I would. But still, I'm curious to see like what the hate is about still. So yeah, third book I want to read. Then this is a little different, I guess, but this is a book that I want to read solely because like summer break and like summer gives me the time to do this. And I was talking about this with a few friends yesterday, and they were also like, yeah, we were planning on reading this summer, so maybe it's gonna be like a little bit of a reading club for The Lord of the Rings. Like, I kind of want to read the entire series. I'm not sure how far I will get because look at this text, it's so small, and I know it's hard. I know the language is pretty hard and people struggle with getting into this book, but I at least want to read the first one because, you know, I love the movies. I've seen them so many times, but still, like, if it's based on a book, I want to read the book. Like, I want to know what the movie is based on, like what the differences are, like how good the book is in comparison to the movie. If I already think the movie is so good, I just want to get into this world again. And instead of getting into it like by watching the films, I want to get into it by reading the books because I feel like it's going to be such a different experience, but a very good one. And this is just really something that I've been putting off for so long because I just want to take my time reading it, really get into it, like give myself the chance to get into it. And I feel like summer is the only time that I can actually do that, even though it's not like a summer book. I want to read the entire series, but I'm just gonna start with the first one. I have read The Hobbit though, but that like is a little different since that is a children's book and it was very easy to get through. But like, I love that one. I think it's so cute, but I want to read the adult story in this world. So yeah, that's Lord of the Rings. Then we're gonna go into like actual literature, just a classic, which I'm like kind of reading already, but I've been falling behind because it's a mailing list of Dracula by Bram Stoker. There's this thing right now called Dracula Daily where almost every day, since this book is written in diary entries, you get an email of that particular day of like the diary entry. So it started on May 3rd, and then from that day onward you get the diary entries per day in your email box, and I think I've only gotten to like May 9th. I'm a month behind, so I want to read the book. Do I need to get into what Dracula is about? I don't think so. Let's just do it. So it's a chilling masterpiece of the horror genre. Dracula illuminates the dark corners of Victorian sexuality when Jonathan Harker visits Transylvania to advise Count Dracula on a London home. He makes a horrifying discovery. Soon afterwards, a number of disturbing incidents unfold in England. An unmanned ship is wrecked in Whitby. Strange puncture marks appear on the young woman's neck, and the inmate of a lunatic asylum raves about the arrival of his master, while a determined group of adversaries prepares to face the terrifying Count. So it's like Jonathan Harker does not know that Count Dracula is a vampire, but like we know, and especially now we all know. Yeah, I'm so excited to actually get into this book, and instead of like just reading the emails, just read the novel. So that's all the physical copies that I have. Then the other books that I really want to read is, first of all, Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I've been seeing this all over Instagram, over BookTube. People are raving about this I, to be honest, have no idea what the story is about, but just the cover and the title alone are like enough to draw me in. I don't want to know what this book is about. I want to go into it completely blind. I was in a bookstore this week trying to find it, could not find it. As soon as I have it, I will read it. That's all I have to say or can say about that, but like I will be reading it this summer. Then I did a modernist course. One of the books that we had to read was Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I did not have / take the time to actually read this book. Now, next semester, I will be studying abroad, and one of the courses that I will be taking is a Virginia Woolf course. So I kind of want to prepare for that course and read her novels. So at least Mrs. Dalloway, because I should have already read it. Then also To the Lighthouse, because I think that's her most famous novel. And then the other one was A Room of One's Own. So at least those three I want to read. And I'm kind of excited, but I'm also like a little scared because like modernism is not, it's not my favorite genre. But I do like it, but like it's intimidating. I have no idea what To the Lighthouse or A Room of One's Own are about. Like I just want to prepare for that course. We're gonna try. And then one of the books that I almost bought this week was How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. And it was in my bookstore. It was, I think, number 2 of like the best sellers that they had. So it is popular. I don't know exactly like if it's a comedy, a thriller, a mystery. I don't know, but Barnes & Noble says it's a darkly humorous debut novel that follows a cunning anti-hero as she gets her revenge. It's like dark humor, I guess, and I like that it's through the perspective of the killer. And like killing your own family, like I don't know, I'm excited. I think I'm gonna buy it the next time that I'm in a bookstore because I was very intrigued by it and I really want to read it. So the overview at Barnes & Noble says, when I think about what I actually did, I feel somewhat sad that nobody will ever know about the complex operation that I undertook. Getting away with it is highly preferable, of course, but perhaps when I'm long gone, someone will open an old safe and find this confession. The public would reel. After all, almost nobody else in the world can possibly understand how someone, by the tender age of 28, can have calmly killed 6 members of her family and then happily got on with the rest of her life, never to regret a thing. That sounds so cool. I'm curious, I'm intrigued, I want to read it, so I'm gonna buy it soon, I think. Then I have 2 more, I think, but one of the books that I really want to read is, I heard this is a little bit remnant of Daisy Jones and the Six, which is one of my favorite novels. This is the final revival of Opal and Nev by Donnie Walton. And this was, I think, it was longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction. So this says it's an electrifying novel about the meteoric rise of an iconic interracial rock duo in the 1970s. Their sensational breakup and the dark secrets unearthed when they tried to reunite decades later for one last tour. And I was flipping through the pages a little bit, and it was also like an interview style narrative, which of course is in Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm curious to see like if I'm gonna compare it a little bit too much, but also this is or was longlisted for an actual like women's prize in fiction, so it should be good. It should be good. And I love reading about bands. Songs in Ursa Major, love that one as well, and I feel like all of them have like a little bit of the same vibe. I am curious, I'm interested, I want to know how different it is, especially with the same style narrative, but still I really want to read it. And then lastly, I have always been someone who says like I don't want to read Sally Rooney. Like I already know that I will be one of the persons like who will not like that, especially like she doesn't use the quotation marks, things like that. That kind of annoys me, but like if it's throughout the entire novel, then it's fine, because I read some other novels and I was fine with it. That was the first reason of like not wanting to read it. Also, I just always thought they were gonna be boring. I still have not read a single Sally Rooney book, but I have heard that Conversations with Friends is a lot better than Normal People for like a lot of readers. So I kind of want to try to read that. Also, the show is coming out and I do kind of want to watch that. I'm interested in watching the show and I don't want to watch the show without having read the book first. I want to give Sally Rooney a chance, but I'm scared. I am a little scared of not liking that, or like not getting through it, getting in a slump. but also like people love it so much, so like I don't know how bad it's gonna be for me. I hope not. So I'm both excited and terrified to read it, which is why I put it last on my list, because like it's not a priority read for me. But yeah, those are 10 books that I want to try to read this summer, because I simply will have the time to do it, or have been putting off reading those books. We'll see what I make of it. I don't know what this summer is going to be, what my reading plans are going to be, like how they're going to change. I don't know. I'm excited to find out though, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video, which is a little bit too long of me rambling about these books. So yeah, thank you for being here, and I will be back within the next 6 months. Oh my god, it's so bad. Okay, bye.